Barca 4.
I've been a cynic.
Then.
Just a little bit.
There you are. Congratulations, Lewandowski.
I thought you were saying congratulations for being a cynic.
Barcelona
You're welcome, Dan.
get the win. Doesn't matter, of course, with regards to the title race. Real Madrid will be champions. For Valencia, they missed out on the opportunity to go above Real Betis. For more on this, live from Bahrain.
No.
Where is he?
Brunei.
Brunei. I got my B's mixed up.
Watch this. Absolutely nuts.
It is
5 a.m.
5 a.m.
He's in Brunei.
He's committed
Bonkers.
to the cause.
In the end, Luis, a better second half, obviously.
Yes, to be honest, it was worth it. I've been waiting for a good performance from Barcelona, even though the Valencia had one less man. I think that they did a good job. We saw in the first half that the dynamic, the speed on the ball, the intention of Barcelona was to go for it and win the 3 points. It's true that once again, the individual mistake cost them too much. It was Mamardashvili, the one who gave the chance of Barcelona to coming back. And in the second half, again, we saw a very, very good Barcelona with determination and not allowing Valencia to even recover. The first goal in the first 5 minutes of the second half gave the opportunity to Barcelona to have a little bit more patience. And we saw a very good Valencia, but they ran out of legs. And once you're facing against this kind of Barcelona, it's very difficult to hold. One very good thing, Lewandowski scoring once again for Barcelona, that it was important, and I totally agree with the guys. He could have scored a little bit early on the season to give more options to Barcelona in the Champions League and maybe in the league. But another very good thing for Barcelona is the set pieces. Today, they proved that it could be a big danger for the next coming games, even though once again they are fighting just for the second place.
Please tell me we're keeping him for the whole show and extra time.
Extra time and the extra bits.
Luis looks more awake than I feel right now.
Well, that's normal.
That's normal.
And should we be surprised at that?
Okay, let's take us through some of these goalkeeping incidents. First off, the Ter Stegen one, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, all of them are hard to explain. Certainly hard to excuse.
We've seen it in that tackle. I mean, you don't need to do that tackle. You can run, you can go and go shoulder to shoulder, because you could see that you arrive, and he's done twice in the last 3 weeks, and that's something that for a top centre back should have read it a lot better, and he's been so inconsistent the whole season. So hopefully for Barcelona next year, he goes back again. That feeling, I think that now that he's next to Pau Cubarsí, there is a player who is very calm, very relaxed when he's on the ball, who is going to give that confidence back, and we can see a good partnership for the coming years.
What's happened to him? Why is he rubbish now?
Oh, I get all the easy questions.
I'm sorry. What would you like me to ask you?
Well, I think he's lost a bit of confidence. He's lost a bit of sharpness to me as well, because he's one of the quickest defenders in world football. But to go back to the point Lewis was talking about there, I think the better structured back four, if indeed they play a back four again next year, which I think they will, the better structured back four he gets into and they start working as a unit, right, which they haven't been all year. It's been ins and outs and players playing, Cancelo at right back, Cancelo at left back, Christian at centre half, Christensen in midfield, Koundé at centre. I mean, it's been all over the place. And I don't think that's helped anybody. And I think he has bore a bit of the brunt of it recently, and he's got to accept that. But I think if they get a bit more experience and continuity in there, they can start working as a unit again. And listen, if they keep making the same mistakes when that happens and they're defending poorly, then they're going to have to take the criticism. But at the moment, I don't think anybody in this back four looks comfortable, because there have been so many changes this season. And also the protection in front of them has not been great, and I think then you start making some poor decisions, and then you try to make up for those poor decisions by making another one. Mm-hmm. We saw it in the Champions League game in Paris. It was his bad pass out into the middle of the park that got intercepted. Then he tried to backtrack on Barca, who was just too quick for him, cut across him, so that was two bad decisions, and it culminates him being red carded. And I think he's at that stage now where it's snowballing for him, and he needs to get back to basics. He's big, he's strong, he's very quick. He doesn't have to sell himself in these positions. He can get tight to defenders, to attackers. There's not many attackers that are going to roll him and outpace him. So he doesn't have to make rash decisions. And when he gets back, Arojo that is, to making the good basics decision of defending, I think we'll see the player that we saw last year.
I think that's the thing. It's more, for me, the protection in front of him. The mistake today for that opening goal, that's pretty basic defending. You get touch tight, the ball, maybe again, the conditions really do play a part in it, in that the ball flies a whole lot further than he expects. But in terms of defending, that's a pretty basic mistake to make, getting touch tight with a ball that goes over your head and then you go chasing and again commit to a challenge that you get nowhere near the ball. He's appealing to the referee even after the penalty's already scored. It was an awful challenge. And those decisions, I think, are reflective of just how poor his own decision-making process has been. And maybe that protection gives him the opportunity to sit a little bit deeper. But the fact that he's not played with a steady centre-half up until recently with Kobasi, I don't see that as an excuse. I just feel that some of these decisions you make regardless of who's next to you.
In the end, though, the mistake, of course, doesn't cost Barcelona the game. Lewandowski going on to get his hand.
I still think that he's got the power, he's got the sharpness, he's got the hunger of continue being a top scorer, but he needs help. First of all, you're going to have maybe Ferran Torres next to you. We'll see if Victor Roque is going to get or be an impact next season, because we haven't seen much about it. You got Rafinha, you got Lamine Yamal, you got players into the middle who can add also extra goals. But you know that you're not going to have Lewandowski for midweek the Champions League and the weekend for La Liga. So you need to decide where to use it, because that's what happened with him in the beginning of the season. When he played every single game, you could see that the controls were not good, the sharpness wasn't there. He arrived late at some points, not in the perfect spot. Today, once again, he was right where he has to be. Inside of the box, that's where is the danger. But I think that, yeah, Lewandowski still a lot of goals on him, but you need to adapt the style of play and the minutes for next season.
I think there's a simple sort of answer to the can he or is he going to be good enough next year, and it is he'll have to be.
Yeah.
He's going to have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise...
They haven't got any money bringing anyone else in.
Correct.
Victor Roque has not done what they were
They're
expecting
not
to do.
fishing in the pond that they were, and the one that Real Madrid is still fishing in, and so they're not bringing in the creme de la creme of world attacking players. So he's going to have to up his game, and we certainly at the beginning of this season really saw the other side of Lewandowski, and not that we didn't see it at Bayern, because we did a little bit when he was harping on and carping about his teammates and awards and all that, and we know he's got that selfish streak to him, which I suppose, you know, strikers, they kind of need that, but he was very frustrated at the start of this season, and that's only going to get worse unless Barcelona fix their problems and have a really good start to the campaign next year. But again, the answer is they're not in the position to go out and spend 100 million plus on superstars. So if Robert Lewandowski doesn't play consistently well next year, it's quite simple. Barca are screwed.
Back to our top story, Barcelona coming from behind to beat Valencia by 4-2 at the Montjuic. After the game, Robert Lewandowski spoke to Gemma.
We're with the MVP of this game, Robert Lewandowski. You have the ball. Can you show us the ball of the 3 goals to complete this amazing comeback, 2 headers, and that amazing free kick without a run?
Yeah, so we can see that I scored 3 goals from the set pieces.
Yeah.
I don't think that is like very often. But of course we are happy because we won. We have 3 points. Even that sometimes the game not going what we had in the plan. But this is football. We have so strong team in offensive that we can create situation and score the goal. Of course, in the part of the pitch, sometimes we can do the better decision with the last pass, with the last cross, for example. But in the end, everything what we did, everything is like we have so many young players that this kind of game can help us to build up our mentality and be even stronger for the future.
You mentioned that it was a difficult game. There were a lot of individual mistakes, Ter Stegen, Araujo, then even Mamardashvili. Was it very difficult to play with the wind? And
you know, sometimes it can happen in football, but if you are playing at home in La Liga, always we can score 2 or 3 goals. almost, not always, but so many games. Because we are a very strong office team, of course we have to also learn how to use sometimes the space, how to use the opportunity what we have or what we create to be faster with the last pass, with the last cross, and then we have also the opportunity to score more goals. This is football, and we are FC Barcelona. We know it that from the fans, even that. Especially if you're playing at home, that we have to create a lot of situation, trying to score goals, and in the end we can score 4 goals, even that we concede two goals that we shouldn't concede. But this is football. I prefer to score 4 goals and win 4-2 than 1-0, for example.
Of course, and this is the first game after Xavi announced that he will stay here next season. So I want to know what did you thought when you knew that, and also that you want to be here to help the team next season too with Xavi.
Of course, with my experience, I see a lot of things that I can help the teammates, the club as well. Of course, I don't want to be like step forward. If I see that someone needs my help, that of course I always can help, because in my career, in my life, I saw so many things, and I was living with so many situations, from the amazing situation of the moment, also some difficult. So this kind of experience can help also us for the on the pitch and off the pitch as well, but more important that even that we have still 5 games, and it doesn't matter how many points we have now. We have to also build our mentality that every of each these games we want to win, and we want to play like offensive football and give happiness for the fans, for us as well, to scoring even more goals, and of course try to win every each of this game.
The last one, next game, is against Girona. It's a massive game to have the second spot, and also for the top scorer. You're only 3 goals away from that big now.
Yeah, if we create a lot of situation for Nia to score the goal, also for me it will be easier to score the goal. Okay, today I scored 3 goals, but most of them was from the set pieces. But sometimes it's difficult if the opponent play like that, very defensive. We didn't have many space, but in the end it doesn't matter how. More important that we scored the goal. So of course, always in my head is like had my team, and if I have opportunity to not always even that score the goal, but had to opportunity to score on the goal. To be under to be ready for the next situation is also very important for the striker. And I think today, even the free kick, I was speaking with Ferran, because Ferran also tried to score the free kick. Ferran, I feel that in my position, I feel that I can score this goal, leave it, and in the end, I scored the goal. So also I'm very proud of this free kick, and also for the team, because sometimes after 2 difficult defeat against last 2 games, it's like we are losing. So come on, guys. It doesn't matter. We have to fight until the last minute and win the game. And this is football. You have to always be motivated, always thinking mentality that you are so strong that you can beat the next appointment.
Thank you. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Robert.
Just a reminder, that game, of course, will be live on ESPN+. Girona against Barcelona. The battle as to who's going to finish second in La Liga. Preceding that is Real Madrid against Cadiz. We'll cover that double-header for you in detail on Saturday.